This is Liquor and Wolves. Liquor and Wolves. Secrets and dope and music and reactions. Liquor and Wolves. I said Liquor and Wolves. Liquor and Wolves. Liquor and Wolves. Liquor and Wolves. Secrets and dope and a German talking bullshit. Liquor and Wolves.
Fuck.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls from all over the world. How are we doing tonight? This is Liquor and Wolves. I'm Rob, and you're the best for coming this way today. Thank you very much. Okay, first off, not only am I saying hi to you, I'm also saying once again, thanks to all of you cool cats out there. And it is amazing. Whether or not you know the backstory to this, real quick, one sentence. So I have this taking care of our child Joe together with my ex-wife. We're not hating one another. We're a good team, but it's alternating weeks. He's here, he's there, he's here, he's there. So in Joe weeks when he's here, I don't produce for YouTube because it's father-son time, right? And so that happened, or that is in effect, basically. And of course, right before summer starts, what is it? It doesn't matter what date it is. Kid breaks his fucking foot, right? Playing soccer. So he is in, if you will, 24/7 intensive care, of course, because he can't move, right? He's walking on crutches and everything. And of course, for summertime, all of his friends are out in the pool, and he can't come, and it sucks, and everything is fucked. And of course, you got to stand by the little man's side, right? And kind of pamper him a little bit because he is missing out on all the shit that kids do in the summer when they're 9 years old. So the fact that I'm not doing content in Joe weeks is why I haven't done anything week before last, and the fact that the kid just sadly enough broke his foot is the reason I didn't do anything the week after that either. And I posted the sitch in a community tab post, and again, you guys, it's unreal, and I tip my hat and I praise all of you guys for being the way that you are, because you're like, dude, don't be apologizing for that shit. You are doing the exactly right thing. You are like, I would not follow a dude that I can see is, putting his YouTube success and producing and delivering and posting over the, the well-being of his son. And I'm like, I never looked at it that way. I'm really like, I was trying to be one of those channels that kind of manages to not even have a following, as in, your leader followers. No, but be a community that grows to a certain extent without it being, money driven, because I have decided I am not monetizing my shit. So I'm not making a penny off of this. And it allows me to stay real and say what I want to say. And it is so awesome that it has managed to gather a group of folk surrounding or orbiting this channel that are just as real as those decisions are that I'm making, and are supporting just those decisions. So thanks. It's rare, man. I'm not a nerd, right? I am making my money with these digital things. I'm a creative director in advertising, and if I know one thing, it is that it's so much easier for the everyday regular Joe out there to throw out hate rather than take the time to sit back and give somebody wings with positive posts. And so the fact that 99 out of 100 posts on my channel are the latter, and you give it to a dude like me who is actually kind of an ass and is making fun and mocking everything. Of course, I know I have my heart at the right place, but I'm a love 'em or hate 'em kind of guy, right? And it seems like everybody that's here, everybody that's interacting, everybody that's still in love, and constructive criticism too, seems to be able to see that in me and in the stuff I do. And it continues to blow me away. So thanks. Awesome. And to that, I will raise my glass of orange juice. I'll show you. Wait. So, question. So this is orange juice. What the fuck? It doesn't look very orangey, Rob. No, it's tomato juice, of course. Look. So it says 99% juice. And I'm like, what's the 1%? What are you putting in there, trying to kill us. Why not make it 100? What's the 1%? And it doesn't tell. What it does say here in this little tilted writing, it says plus sea salt and seasoning. I guess peppers and stuff. Is that the 1%? I don't know. I guess it's a 1%er motorcycle club, outlaw motorcycle. And I'm sweating like a rapist again because it's fucking 31 degrees. And in this apartment, beautiful as it is, it has big ass windows to the fucking, like where the sun will go all fucking day from there to there. And this fucking room will heat up like, fuck. So forgive me if I'm sweating like a rapist and shining and glossing and everything. I will try to keep it to a minimum. Like, okay, Rob, stop sweating. Don't sweat it, Rob. Ha, funny. But no. And now over to business. What is on the agenda today? This is on the agenda. So I've asked you guys to, should I get to, whenever I get back to being able to produce, what's stuff that you want to see? And with the overwhelming, of course, it figures a little bit with it being so hot, not temperature-wise, but so popular and so on the radar of everybody these days. It's going to be Ren and his song Suicide. And I'm not saying I kind of feel like people are sending me that way to break me. No, quite the opposite. Those that know about my condition and my past and the issues I have and am dealing with, I don't think you guys want to, intentionally send me there to break me and have me crying in a puddle of filth like on the floor. I do not think that. But I do, and I am saying, it may happen. I will try to not even go into it as much, and with my personal relevance of the issue. Those of you that have been here long enough, and those that should feel addressed with the stuff I said at the start of this video, being positive and everything, and being actual virtual friends, if you will. Y'all know, I've never gone into depth with it. Y'all know I've been hospitalized for a long time, and it was in the psychiatric ward, not ward, no. Department of a big ass hospital here in Hamburg, Germany. And I was there for 3 months plus. And the day it was brought in because I wasn't conscious. The events, or the event, singular, that had me wake up in said hospital is exactly that. I'm not saying I am suicidal and my problem is having suicidal tendencies. Great band, by the way. No, I have way higher issues and stuff that triggers being suicidal in that very moment as, hey, here's a good opt-out, take it. But it is not the core of the issue I am struggling with. So I'm not suicidal. That day, it was an opt-out out of a situation I was unable to cope with. And that's all I'm going to say. So there is, of course, a lot of, I can relate. And I won't try and make this about me again, because it deserves to be the piece of art that Ren is giving us here. But if there is things in it that I think I can talk on, being somewhat in the ballpark of the issue, I will. I am very much ready to go, and a lot of you have even said in the comments suggesting this that it'll make them cry at the end. So, like with every Ren piece that we get, you can never be sure that what you're hearing right now, wherever you are in the song on the timeline, is what the song is going to continue as, right? There's going to be switch ups, there's going to be twists, there's going to be, and it's going to be big bang endings like in the fucking Ginny and Screech of mine, where I'm like ding 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 ding, like after an hour into the whole thing. And with so many using the actual wording at the end, I'm kind of ready for a big bang ending, right? Yeah. Those are my thoughts. And here's one more on the thumbnail that we're getting. It looks like papercraft, right? Or it's 3D generated AI generated polygon shape artwork that he's given us here. What do I know about the song? Not much. What I know from being on Ren's mailing list. And his friend Joey, which of course coincides with the fact that my son's name is Joe. And there's already a song called Freckled Angels that I have done a reaction to and decided I will never share it and post it for reasons I will not disclose. And everybody that comes here to watch this reaction has the background knowledge on the song, I will imply. So I will not try and sort of stumble over my own words and talking not 100% facts, but y'all that come here do have those facts in y'all's backhands. So I will not do a whole intro analysis of this is the situation we're facing. And instead of that, I will go right into a naked reaction. I've never seen it. I've never heard a bit of it. I've never watched any of my favorite reactors who have reacted to it, watched any of their stuff on it. All I know is that his then best friend Joey sort of disappeared at sea. Right? Being on that pier. Yeah. Tough. Frank Turner, by the way, check him out. If you've never heard of Frank Turner, check him out. Has a song out that's called Worse Things Have Happened at Sea. Right? It's amazing. Check that song out. Okay. As always, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to let it ring a little bit and then adjust my volumes. Then take you full screen to enjoy this song with me. Ren, Suicide. It has 1 million views being 12 days old. I'm ready. Aha vibes. The fuck? No, one thing I will do is check out the description beforehand. Yeah, he did announce the fact that he's going to raise money for the RNLI. And that's about it. It's just links to other videos of his. No more backstory or anything else. But did you see what when I said aha vibes here at the very start? This and the way it sort of like watercolor first comes to life from a blank sheet of paper and then comes into the drawn comic style drawing illustrational style. Got up like instant aha vibes. Take On Me video, right? Amazing video. One of the first actual really good music videos ever. I think the volume levels are good and I am ready to go. I wasn't expecting the sound though. I was expecting sort of sad guitar only. Through the cracks of the night sky. I will have to readjust volumes, but shit, that bass line is fucking great. Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide. A light goes out at the other side. Suicide. Falling through the cracks of the what skies? Sorry. Falling through the cracks of the night sky. Fall into the cracks of the night sky. I love those. It's the oohs and ahs, right? It's in this case it's aos. It can also be hey heys. It can be oohs and woes and oohs and ahs. Those really just sounds. It's not onomatopoeias. It's singing letters, basically. And utilizing those to carry melody and be sing-alongable for everybody, for every single human being on planet Earth. You can be in the fucking backwoods of the fucking rainforest in Brazil and sing along to this, or you can be an Inuit at the fucking North Pole. Everybody's going to be able to produce those sounds, right? It's smart, it sounds nice, it's easy on the ear, My mom's gonna vibe to it just as much as my 9-year-old kid. It's just brilliant, even though as simple as it is. It's fucking smart and brilliant, and it's just cool. And it's no shame in writing that in your lyric book. There's a lot of ooh, 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 ooh. So, you love the song, don't you? And you're getting enough depth from him around the oohs and ahs, right?
Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Interesting observation here. Did you see the direction that the tram or whatever subway is going?
Falling through the cracks of the night sky.
So this is my observing this, having just returned from a week of UK, being on the Isle of Man, being in Manchester, and being in Dublin. They drive on the fucking wrong side of the road, right? No, I'm fucking tripping. It is on the right-hand side. It is where it belongs in my world. It's coming toward me. Sorry, I just fucked that up. I'm sorry. Never mind. Let's continue.
Light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic.
Narcissist, sadistic. Some say troubled. Some say he is enjoying inflicting pain. A masochist way would be to enjoy experiencing the pain and feeling the pain. He is self-reflecting again a little bit, right? Or is this describing Joey? Because we know that is at the core of the song what he was trying to ventilate on, right? And get out of him, not out of his system. The person and the memory of him is never going to leave him. And we know he's been sitting on it for so long, and now he feels the time's right to open that valve and share it with us. So I'm probably wrong when I'm saying it's just looking at Ren. No, or maybe he's using that. Let's talk about myself for a minute and then take the learnings of it and try and understand what happened to someone else. And there was a scene in it where he is face to face and looking at the pig's mask person, which we're never going to get an original statement, this is what it means, from him on. He said this in, I'm not sure if only, but for sure in Black Pegasus' interview. Shout out to Black Pegasus and Don't Wannabe. That he just wants people to take from it what they think it is. Because so many people have surprised him with their views and opinions on what things might be meaning, that he's actually enjoying the fact that everybody is giving it thoughts. And shit, why take the fun out of it a little bit, right? Cool.
Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so.
Is he saying that there? It never really felt like the right time, but now I'm ready to unleash that beast of mine, that beast in the back of my head that wants to talk about this, but was never actually able to.
It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret.
I'm so fucking lonely beneath this narcissistic, can't keep a secret. So narcissism is something that is on my diagnosis sheet as well. Being sort of hooked to praise. Not praise as in I want everybody to bow, but I have a hard time dealing with when I am giving something my all and I'm not, and the recipient of my giving my all is either not understanding the fact that I am, or is purposefully ignoring it. I have a big issue with that, and that it'll rip the ground from under my feet. Not feeling like I'm being treated unfair. You see what I'm saying? So I can relate. You built this wall around the fact that you're unhappy, covering it up.
I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic.
I miscount sheep. I'm trying to get to fucking sleep, but I can't even count right. Alright.
Count sheep, but can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruise is my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruise is my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you.
I'm not sure whether or not it is smart for me to stop it whenever I catch something, or should I let it run through and then go through it again. I think that's what I'll do. This is the first time doing this. But I, of course, hear and read the feedback of you guys. You stop way too much. Some of you enjoy it and enjoy my going along with the song, trying to make sense of it and puzzling things together and asking questions. On this one, I think, though, it deserves to be played through, right? Kind of like OB18. You don't stop that. Should I? How do I decide this? I will try to keep my lengthy excursions into Think World at a minimum and do it like I always do. So, Something is his brother, Bruisen's his sister. With my just talking about that, I forgot, of course, the other things that happened here. Holy fuck, I'm gonna have to try and open a window or like get somehow some cool in here, and I'll be back in 3, 2, 1, and we're back. And you can tell something is different. Can you hear it? The ground noise. It's gonna have to stay that way. It's a big ass fan on there now. And I just realized, putting up that fan and doing this, I am overthinking my own reaction to something that is so brilliant and shouldn't be overthought in terms of how do we present this to the community of mine. This isn't an advertising spot, and I not need to please the consumer, as in be just shiny happy and do everything the way they want it. The consumer, as in you guys that are watching this video right now, consuming this, you are here because either you have seen stuff of mine before and are enjoying it, or you have already made up your mind to be gone and you're not even here anymore. So I will just do it the way I do this, right? I'm overthinking it. I'm going to stop overthinking it. And I'm also going to not overthink the fact that you can hear the fan now. Maybe I can filter it out somehow. We'll see. Ren is what's important here, Rob. Holy shit. Yeah, so I know Bruce is my sister.
Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, but can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruise is my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber.
My skin feels counterfeit, silicone rubber. I don't feel well in my own skin. Right? Something's nagging.
Bruise is my sister, skin.
So Bruise is my brother and Bruise is my sister.
Pop the blister, dig
Pop the
deep,
blister.
resist the feeling when it hits you.
Pop the blister, resist the feeling when it hits you. Try to not be sad when you're actually sad, and kind of try pushing it back down in you, and not let yourself into the experience that you're in for. I can relate again. Yeah, it's what happens.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Nice.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick.
Why is he giving us this? These little waving hellos to other work of his, in this case, Sick Boy, the song. Is he saying there were signs that could have been read, again, using his own life and his own experiences to kind of prove to us, hey, I'm not making this up. Things like this happen. I myself have a song out called Sick Boy in which I describe all this shit. He's, of course, not blaming us, saying, you never read the signs. But, and this is background info that most of you will have. I have not spoken about it yet, but I will now. He, in his lengthy text on the situation with Joey, says, I will paraphrase, don't quote me, because he is saying something. So Joey says to him one night, wouldn't it be, so they're sitting at the shore of like they're sitting at the beach looking out into the water. And he says something completely out of left field, Joey, and goes, sometimes I wish I could just walk out into the ocean and not return. Which isn't something where, like, in hindsight, you'd be like, why in the fuck did I not follow up on that? Why in the fuck did I not realize this is actually verbalizing not a death wish per se, but this is telltale sign of the dude is going into thoughts that aren't just, everyday type shit. He is having, not suicidal per se. It's not like alarm bell, ding, 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 ding. But it is, let's talk about this. Why are you saying that? And like, for how long have you had that weird idea? Or is there something that triggered it? Or what do you think will happen if you do? You're like, why have I never followed up on it? Of course, I shouldn't have taken him into fucking the ER, and they shouldn't have strapped him down because he is in immediate danger just for saying this. But I can relate to the fact that in hindsight, you will be like, weird. And now I think what he's doing is he is showing us that people do these things. They say things that should have at least grabbed your attention. Be like, what? And he has done so, I think, is what he's trying to bring across in art of his. Sometimes I feel it's not me, it's the world that's sick. Statements like that are, of course, from a so eloquent artist like Ren, something that will go through us as in, shit, he puts it so well all the time, right? And it won't be this ding, 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 ding. And it's not, you can't pinpoint and be like, that's when he said it. That's where we should have all known. Of course, Ren isn't gone. But I think what he's trying to do here is use his own experiences and facts. He's given us proof that things happen. And if we take the whole, the body of evidence he's given us from himself and kind of blueprinted over Joey's fate, the outtake could be, at one point, there were signs, guys. There were signs. Don't deny it. There were. If it is so, fucking brilliant concept. Also, the art. Let's talk about the art. It's all still very polygon, and we've seen shout-outs to the producers. Simon, I think. What is that? Music video by Lewis Mardlin. Lewis. And it's apparently he has a little shop called Creative Deploy. This is, of course, generated from original film material, this here. But other things, like the skulls and the walk in the sky, this weird aha thing that I've been getting, is not generated by anything. That was hand-produced. And that is a fucking... it's 4:09 long. The hours and hours and hours, months, and maybe even half year that went into the production of all this shit that we're seeing, fuck, heads off. And it can only be done with a bunch of committed people that he has in his camp. If you would have to pay an actual agency like Seesucht, like a production film company, to do this, it is truly high level shit that is being done here. You can't just go to a 10-man little shop somewhere, never done anything. You have to have a crew of committed folk in there. But if you went to buy this from, like, say you're a big brand and you want something like it in the style of this, who do you turn to? You can go to fucking like ILM, like us ad guys here in Europe. We will go to agencies like Markenfilm or Seesucht and shit like that. And the bill under this, 800 to $1 million. Sure. Full service this is, right? This is including all the feedback loops and everything. And but still, that's an all-in price, but it's not a cheap thing. But if you have a crew of committed guys and girls that are willing to do this with and for you, and maybe have it be their master master thesis practical piece? Fuck yes. Like design school or whatever. But let's go. So this isn't original film material.
I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges.
First 3 lines, I'm thinking he was giving us sea references. But then went into 6 feet, which is, it could be that's when the water goes over your head. Not me, I'm 6'2". But it's of course 6 feet under is the depth that your coffin will be lowered to. So that's when I think it flipped on me with my idea of, is this all sea and underwater references? What is he saying again?
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges.
By the way, here we get the masochist kid when we got the sadistic aspect in the first verse.
6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak color.
Can't keep in my supper, so I keep throwing up. I can't eat. All the blood leaves my skin. I look pale like a fucking corpse. I don't think this is describing... This is Ren again... yes, I do think this is Ren again describing himself, but we will never know whether or not it is a phenomenon that can be, blueprint style flipped over to Joey as well, because we don't hear of Joey going through it, being sick for a while, and, losing all color and everything. It came as a surprise to most of the gang back then, is what I got from the text. So there weren't those physical hints that were like, hey, the guy is 30 pounds lighter than fucking last year. The guy has lost all muscle. He never smiles anymore. He won't eat with us because he knows he's gonna fucking barf. That's not something we heard of. Anyway, we didn't hear about that anyway. It could be that it happened, or I'm just completely wrong with what I am clinging to right now to be maybe the concept of the thing. Because if it's a Joey thing, why be Ren only here in the obvious layer? I'm thinking there's a deeper layer to it, but I could be off with what I am telling y'all here for the past minute and a half of the video. My video probably past 25 minutes. But let's go.
Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak color. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw forth the sword, then drive through the armor.
Draw forth the sword, then drive through the armor. Truth is my father. Truth hurts, is that it? The truth is the sword that will pierce all the armor that you put up and you hide behind. The truth will pierce it. If that's so, again, what the fucking yeah, but let's put it on, Rob. Let's turn things on. If that is what it is once again one of those where you're like, holy shit, why did no one ever say it that way? Or maybe they did and I just haven't heard of that either. But it makes a lot of sense, right? He has talked about his narcissism being and like a second skin that he's under, and he builds these walls. And truth is a sword that will pierce that. Facts.
Can't keep in my supper, skin so pale cause my cheeks leak color. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw forth the sword, then drive through the armor. Oh, I, falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, I, treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
The switch in the visual storytelling here during these chorus bits kind of went over my head. Or is this... Yeah, it seems like this is the scenery where Ren sat down in the parking garage. He was set like with his back against these little fence thingies and then lit himself. But he didn't have the guitar. And this here is what I'm specifically trying to get at. So when he goes into the OAO part, something happens. We get a bird's eye view of what starts as tracks. A cart or train wagon stops, morphs into something, and then we get into this homeless world of people sleeping on the floor and looking strung out. I wonder what that's all about.
Although you choose your karma, draw for the sword, then drive through the armor. Oh, I, falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, I, treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt.
It looks like the parking garage that the Money Game 1 took place in. But it's different characters. This isn't Ren. This is... Or was Joey at one point homeless even? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Or I haven't read it right. But let's go.
At the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Fuck you.
Suicide, suicide, suicide.
This stuff here is Canada, my friends.
Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Why? Because this pickup truck car here pulls out of the parking garage and then drives on the right side of the road, pulling off. And I do think I've seen a YouTube post of Ren's saying that Simon, a Ren and so-and-so video. The dude that does his one takes. A Ren and Sam. Not Sam Tompkins, but Sam, filmmaking Sam. He posted at one point that Sam was coming over to shoot some scenes in Canada with him. And I think those are the ones that we're talking about. Because the backdrop is not UK, you know, the architecture and stuff, not, you know, it doesn't scream UK. And now this car pulling out and driving on the right-hand side of the road gives away that it's not UK. Ho, ho, ho. This is, again, my narcissism. I am so happy I found that. Please applaud me. No, just forget that. Never mind.
Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Okay. Piano.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch.
Okay, this last line, lots of stuff should have been said before this last line. I see the world through Fibonacci code. You know, the Fibonacci numbers being describing the perfection of things mathematically. Fibonacci Folge. And double Dutch. Double Dutch is, you know, rope skipping. And a tear runs down. And the stuff that was said before this. My stomach hurts drinking from an empty cup. And I think he said something, the oceans are made of my tears. Take a breather. That's what I heard for a second there.
It's hard to take off from the ground when
your wings are cut. How high can you fly with broken wings? Aerosmith. But yeah, hard to take off when your wings are cut. It's not only hard, it's impossible. That's why they cut your wings, or the wings of birds that they don't want to take off.
wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch.
Through Fibonacci sequences. Fibonacci Folge, yes.
Guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness. Hatchet job. I locked my
Hatchet job. I tried to cut it away. I can't. right? Because it's a mental thing. You can't cut that physical body part that is giving you shit. It's infected. It is threatening to just poison me. So fuck it. Yes, I want my hand and I want to be able to continue to play the guitar. But is it important enough for me to die of it? No. So cut that shit off and be done with it. Not possible with mental issues, right? I so wish it were. It ain't.
My youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing.
A pickup truck doesn't have a trunk. I locked my youth in a trunk inside a pickup truck. It doesn't have one. It has a bed. I own a pickup truck. Coincidentally. Is that intentional? Like painting this picture of something that is impossible to do? But he's apparently going to continue by saying, dump the whole thing in a lake. I locked my youth in a trunk inside a pickup truck. Or is he saying a trunk as in like a wooden crate that, you know, magicians have their shit in? Like a you know, on a pirate ship, your shit will be in it's called a crate, right? Not a trunk. Chest. It's called a chest. Not sure what that means. If he is trying to fuck us and be riddling, because a pickup truck doesn't have a trunk. It has a truck bed.
A bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped.
Dumped that thing over that same bridge that you jumped off of that night. Yes, this is Joey. This is going towards Joey. He had a phone call with him when the dude was already on the damn bridge. And Ren is to this day sort of not blaming himself, but hating the fact that he was not quick enough getting there, running through the fucking rain to get to him in time and to be physically able to talk to him one-to-one, face-to-face, and maybe prevent him jumping off. Because when he got there, no more Joey was to be found. And never was there a Joey to be found in the aftermath and the search that was started right then and there. Never got washed on shore anywhere. So he tries to lock his youth, because this is all youth friendship, go back way, way, way long. And actually kind of still were kids, or not kids, but, you know, young adolescents when this whole thing happened. And it's kind of saying the day this happened, not only you jumped there, my entire youth got tied up, gagged, thrown in the trunk of a car, let's say car instead of pickup, and went overboard of that bridge with you. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the image he's trying to paint here. And I can relate, yes. When there's somebody it's bad enough that a best friend of yours kills himself. But then to add on to that fucking weight you have to carry for a long ass time, if not ever. He was in touch with you minutes before he jumped. And you said to him, dude, wait, I'll be right there. And you run at the fucking pace that you've never ran before, and you would be able to fucking lift up a car to take your baby out from it, right? You are in superhero fucking speed mode, and still you're too late. You can never blame yourself for it, Ren, and you do realize that these days. I know it because you said it. You were not too slow on the race to save Joey. It was probably bound to happen there, even had you been there, and even had you seen it from afar, be like, Joey! No. But yeah, that is adding so much more weight to the fucking shit that you're gonna have to carry from that day on. The fact that was it his sister that was in the conversation with him too? No, it was his sister. Joey's sister calls Ren and says, I just spoke to Joey. He is there and there. I don't know what's going on. Ren fucking, he's asleep, right? He throws on some shit, just fucking shoes untied, fucking takes off and doesn't make it. Yeah. Yeah. That's all there's really no outtake from it, but do not blame yourself. There weren't these telltale signs that that you now have to beat yourself over not seeing or not having seen. I was never there. I can really talk on it, but from what I know, the key facts and the cornerstones of the story that I have learned of through you, I see no indication that should have you point the finger at yourself and be like, I am in part responsible for this because I didn't do anything. Don't, Ren. Don't. You have enough shit to carry yourself. My opinion. I'm sorry. Let's go.
Inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Sager, Justin, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. The distance is my plaster cast. The truth is to the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find that anger. All I find is missing you, man, I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying, and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it worked, cause I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I could find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you absurd. Fuck.
Yeah. All I'm going to say about this last part, because it speaks for itself. There's no good, bad, wrong, right commentary to this. It is what it is, and it should be taken in as that. The only thing I'll say is, and I very, very intensively shook my finger there because I disagreed strongly. Would I have been 5 minutes faster? You don't even pose that or formulate that if option, possibility. What if? There is no what if. The ifs went over the damn bridge in that very moment when he stepped off with him. The ifs are out of the picture. Don't torture yourself with ifs that have no 1,000% certainty, no effect, will never. None of the things you wish, you hope, you wonder, and then continue with an if, have any kind of relevance now. I do understand why they appear. And I think was I put in the same position would be thinking those and asking those as well. But from an outside perspective onto that, don't. Of course, it's always easy to talk from an outside perspective. But if there's one thing that we all know, you cannot rewind those hands of time. And asking yourself ifs is only possible if we were able to rewind those hands of time. Now, with that being ruled out of the equation, there's, I think, except for Stephen Hawking, no one who would be able to find be it a gazillion to one chance of turning back those hands of time. It's impossible. And with that being a fact, the if thing, because it's a follow-up of this is only thinkable if the hands of time were be able to move backward. Anything that follows after this is ruled out. This is very rational and unemotional thinking about this whole thing. And yeah, I said it. I would probably be asking and saying those things too. But if they continue to build to grow in you, and also take care that you start doubting yourself and blaming yourself for things, I should have trained more. I could have ran faster. No. There were signs. He said this phrase of, sometimes I wish I could just walk out there. No, he didn't say, Ren, my friend, listen, I'm having issues. I think I have suicidal tendencies. I continuously think about my own death. That, Ren, you should have heard and acted on. Don't blame yourself on the things that are undisputably not your fault. It's easy to say. I know I would probably too. Because if there is those few that could have read signs or have done something, like immediate family and those group of friends that he even shouts out here, still, unless you're keeping from us things that were said and done that are so concrete that you'd be like, Ren, man, why did you never do anything? Then if this is all that you are, putting on your own back there weight-wise, I say to you, Ren, release that weight. You are not doing Joey a favor. You're not doing his family a favor. You're not doing the rest of the gang a favor. And most of all, you are definitely not fucking doing yourself a favor with it. I would kind of maybe suggest to turn around the perspective and be like, Joey, I miss you enough. I forever will. But I think you would be content with my turning to my own issues now and bettering and getting myself healthy, rather than have thoughts about you and how I could have maybe done something add to my own self-destruction that is happening without this Lyme disease, autoimmune, already. You know what I'm saying? I think Joey would be a fan of that approach. But I'm an outsider in this whole thing, so this is just my opinion. And it's not even a really valid one, because I have just probably 0.1% of the entire context of the damn thing. The song itself, though, it is completely 180 degree dual opposite to what I was expecting it to be. I thought it was going to be just music and melody wise super tragic, heavy, and even as just an instrumental version, just pain inducing. It's not. I think the first three quarters of the thing were nice sounding pop music. This is not a diss. I'm just describing what I heard. And of course, this last quarter with being only on the piano and his voice shaking, going into actual crying even, is what really throws, flicks on goosebump mode, right? My favorite part of it is the writing once again. He finds these images that he paints, and then he's getting super descriptive and just in your face explicit in the last part. There he doesn't find weird ways of saying things, and even complicated ways of saying things, like truth being a sword that pierces that guard you've put up. No, he says, man, I fucking miss you, and I wish I would have been 5 minutes. I would have been there 5 minutes earlier. No, he's being descriptive and just, this is what it is explicitly. So the entire thing is, of course, going to get horns. The art piece that we get will get horns. The fact, or the story it talks about, the real story, it happened, is of course not getting horns. But the output that Ren is giving us with this creative piece of art here does deserve horns, yes. And I am glad that he was now able to open that valve and release this song and share it with the world, and trigger in me to, expose myself to it and interact with what this thing is and take out learnings from it. So I'm being, hopefully, if I ever get in a situation like this, I will remember the words I have now said to Ren and try to, if there's really nothing to blame myself over, not try and find things to blame myself over. And that's like, if an art piece does this, triggers in you to interact with the content of it and even take away things from it, what more do you want? That is the maximum achievement something can do. And Ren does that with just about every piece that he puts out. And I, of course, continue to wish him all the best for his own health issues. And Ren, man, don't blame this on yourself. Take from it the fact that you have been lucky enough to know the man, and keep his memory alive forever. And praise what you had, but do not destroy yourself over things you, my friend, had no say in and could not have prevented from happening, from what I know anyway. So with that being said, thank you guys for being here as always. If you like what you see, if you're here for the first time, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.